Now, a lot of times we'll move a camera. Of course, we have to change camera batteries sometimes during the season. We're usually setting all our cameras out sometime around September, late August, and then we're leaving them. Right now it's November 15th. This is a very active camera, had it on video. So we get a lot of footage through here, 10-second video. And that means after 3 months, the batteries might start to wear down. So before they go out, we want to move those cameras. Now at the same time, we're taking an opportunity to relocate some of these too. So changing batteries, relocating the camera. And there's some conditions I like to look for because we have some cameras that we can't get into. And a lot of times we're setting those on pictures only because we want those to last all the way in through the winter, 6 or 7 months. And we can expect that when we're putting them on picture only, even if they're HD picture. We don't set it on instant change where you can change the features of it. We don't mind if it takes 24 hours to change the setting. And then we're usually putting it on one-shot bursts, not multiple, because we don't want the camera taking extra pictures we have to pull a card for. We just want those single pictures, and we might put it out like a 3-minute delay so that we're not waiting 5-10 minutes, but at the same time we're not going through and burning out the pictures. We want them to last a long time. All that being said, sometimes you still have to change some batteries, and we really want to change this camera. So a couple conditions for that. I don't want to walk in a food source. You might say, well, I'm walking in corn. The food source is the big food plot on the back here, the big green plot. They eat this corn more late season. We're really getting set up for late season right now. So we're not going in on any food source, especially when there's deer. Now, might be we go through a food source, but it'd be middle of the day. This is afternoon. The bottom line is we're going in that food source or near that food source when there's 0 deer. Very, very critical. Number 2, when we're going in, we can't go in the afternoon, evening, because typically we're going to spook deer that are moving at that time of the day. We're going in midday, and that means we can't go in by a bedding area. So we're really staying away from bedding areas, food sources, obviously areas where we don't think there are deer. Now it's a little bit different when we're changing a camera in season like this. When we had that camera out here, we had these fields open, cornfields, the hay was really green, they're getting their last cutting. Now we've had a frost or two, the hay is turning yellow, they're not hitting that much. And our cornfield right now was picked actually about 3 weeks ago. After they picked it, they put manure on it, and then they chisel plowed it. So there's absolutely 0 food other than this right here. What that means is those deer are not moving out in this location right here. You might see that. You might see changing conditions, whether it's bedding or food source. So what we're noticing is instead of that movement taking place right here, it's more under our mock scrape. It's more hidden in there. What the deer are doing, we have a little small hunting plot over there, more of a feeding plot right here, a holding plot, meaning we expect to hold them till dark. Water hole about 100 yards that way, and then another 1 acre food plot over there about 300 yards away. So they're really moving back and forth between these food sources like an hourglass, and this is right where that hourglass begins and starts pinching down. We have good in-season rut sign of scrapes. We actually enhanced that scrape a little bit more today. There's scrapes all the way down that line. It's hidden. So we're putting on a very defined movement that's already evident. You know, it's tough because you go out in the summertime, you can go by a historical sign. Maybe that buck that made that's dead. But in season, if I'm moving a camera, it's going to be on sign that happened right now. There's no reason to guess at this time of the year. You're putting it out on that sign. We're going into a time where you don't expect to spook deer, whether it's near food, bedding. We're not spooking those deer. We're getting this out more. We're still 3 hours before dark now. And we're getting at a time where we can put it in a location where we know there's bucks in the area. We've changed the batteries. And a lot of you will notice that I put that down high. We advocate a lot of times 5 to 6 foot in the air, even 7 foot in the air facing down. We've had really good luck by placing the cameras about 15 inches, a foot off the ground, shining up. Especially when we locate it back. Like you can see back in this corn stubble right here. If we put a camera back in this corn, like a location like this, the deer don't really notice that back here. It's around a lot of cover. What I do is I'd shave these leaves down like this. I'd take that, smash it down, make sure there's no leaves that can go in the way. And I'd put a camera right back in here, like this looking up. A lot different than if you put that camera right here at face level. They seem to notice that a lot more. But whether it's a stump or in between corn stalks like that, we have really good luck. So that's what we did back there, and we're really setting ourselves up for the late season with potential incredible hunting right on the backside of this corn into a big, beautiful brassica and our fall green blend, where we have a lot of herbaceous plants, oats, peas, brassicas, radishes mixed in there, vetch. We have lots of good green goodies for them, and huge big green globe and purple top turnips, so that we're setting ourselves up for this late season hunt, including late gun and late muzzleloader in this location in Minnesota. Always remember that it's not a bad idea to change that camera during the middle of the season, add some batteries, but really be thoughtful with locations that you might want to stick on picture only, or areas like this where we can get in and out that are somewhat hidden, but also allow us to get in and out really quick without spooking deer, changing batteries, even relocating one in something like this, so you can take advantage of movements that are happening in the season that you can already tell are happening, as opposed to guessing outside the season and just letting the camera stay in a dead spot. Changes in the habitat, like here where there's been plowed fields, great time to move a camera. We did so today, and we can't wait, maybe even by the time you see this video, to get some good B-roll coming from this on what bucks and what deer are using this food source well into the late season.